addressing concerns of JP2 and JP4. I don't think we'll be talking about making any changes on the budget at this time until we get to October. Does anyone else have a comment at this time?
I'd like to just speak, I feel somewhat responsible for this situation. Lack of communication on my part, or I feel responsible somewhat, or quite a bit, and for not communicating with everybody that was involved in the decisions we made prior to making those decisions. And after looking at the office and the size of it, moving forward in there, that brings a constable too, along with that. Along with the records, I don't know, it's going to, I think we may overload it, but I don't know where they're going to put the records, because their record room's pretty full. And they're required by law to keep those records, am I correct? And I just say, giving y'all my 2 cents, I'm for leaving it alone, the office alone, and not doing all the shuffling. And trying to figure out a way to get Jimmy full-time, money for full-time help when the time comes to help him in the transition. And that's my 2 cents. I want y'all to know where I stood on it. Everybody can go from there.
Anybody else want to make a comment?
I just feel that it would cause a big disruption to my office, and hopefully there's another option available. I just wanted to say that.
What kind of disruption would it be?
It would be a huge disruption, moving all of my records into a tiny space.
Why do y'all want to move it anyway?
Well, I think when we interviewed you, as I recall very well, we discussed a move at that time.
Your question to me was, if you ever move my office, would I have a problem with it? I don't have a problem with my office as long as it is the size that I need, and it's closer to my precinct than where that one is at.
That one over there?
Yeah.
That one over there is closer to your precinct. It's closer to your precinct than this one over here is. It is.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the purpose of moving her?
Ma'am?
What's the purpose of moving her?
So we can accommodate the highway patrols. They were wanting to move over here. There's
Well,
a
they
lot
got
of stuff.
downstairs, there's enough room. There used to be enough room for all of them in there.
Yeah.
Did
you have something?
I just want to take part of the blame because of personal situations. I didn't get to attend the budget meetings like I wanted to. I wanted to bring Jimmy in and introduce him to y'all and have him see the budget process, but with things that he had going on, he had COVID again, and so, but I told Will can't take that full responsibility because I didn't communicate. Things were taken out of context, I think, as that I had not attended on that sheet that I prepared for the budget. Yeah, looking back on it, it could have been taken 2 different ways, and I just feel like that's part of my problem, part of it, me being to blame. And I'd just like to get it right before, in the next 3.5 months, and make it good for June.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'll answer Ms. May's question. You have to realize there was never any ill will or ill intent. The way this evolved was that we had a request from DPS to utilize, to get the officers to have offices over here. We go to looking in space at that point, and the cheapest way to have his officers over here is right across the hall where Steve Black is right now, because it's one line going across where they can, their computer force. When we look at moving Steve somewhere, we don't have a lot of room. So then it come up that we could move JP Ward to TIG offices available over there. And again, I'm like Will, I didn't go look at y'all's office when we were talking about this. I went last Friday and visited with Melissa. And I can still see how it would work, how it can work. Definitely, y'all are short on storage. Melissa's got things filed and stuff has to be kept for so long, and there's a shred pile and everything rotates out. But moving JP4 over there would open up an office for Steve over here. It's just the way that it evolved. It was, I don't want it to rub everybody the wrong way. And we did assume that Melissa was leaving December 31st, based off of discussions that had been had at the courthouse and what was on your sheet. And I know you didn't have an exact date on your sheet, so. But since then, like I say, I've talked to Melissa, I called Melissa this morning and asked her, because we don't want Mr. Lawrence to be, not have someone with experience, you know, being his secretary. So I had asked Melissa if she would work contract as like a trainer for that office once January the 1st rolls around. And she said that she would do that. So we have an option. I don't think it's staffing issues. I think the main thing is people not agreeing on moving JP4 office to T. I think that's where we're at right now.
Does he need that much room?
He has all the 911 files, records, maps.
I've got a question. Is it possible, the old district attorney's office upstairs, could they go in that room? I mean, that room not being used other than storage, hasn't been used for
Well,
storage.
we've cleaned it out, we're in the process of redoing all that.
I mean, those offices I know are available in this building, so maybe that's an option.
Might
Think
be
about it.
possible, we'll see.
If Mr. Sessions, Constable Sessions would agree to give up his office and possibly move him into my office now, would that be an option for Mr. Black? It's the small office next to us where Ken's office is.
We can look at that.
Just wanted to be another option. Talk to him about it.
It's gonna take a huge office for Steve. It's gonna take a huge office for Steve. I don't know how many that's been down there to look at his office, but
There's a lot of stuff.
I mean, a lot of stuff, a lot of equipment, a lot of, you know,
A lot of.
that's gonna be a big ordeal to move him.
It will, it will. Have a little plan.
Yeah.
I told them maybe we could clean out a little bit too as we go along.
Somebody to do it all.
All right, thank you for coming today. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I would comment first. First thing I want to do is thank my employees for coming out on the holiday. We worked on Monday, for some of y'all that don't know. We had a deal up by the lake where it damaged some property, blew down a bunch of trees, things like that. I want to publicly thank them for coming out. And I read a comment on social media about all the county offices being closed. Well, I'm telling you, as far as Freestone County Precinct 4, we are never closed. We're available to work whenever we're needed, and where we need to go, we will go. So when you make assumptions on social media, you need to make sure you know what you're talking about, instead of saying all Freestone County offices are.
I don't think the sheriff, were you closed, Sheriff?
No,
It's not closed, but I would like to point something out. That every office is closed. You're called out. That's the difference. And I know you're referring to my social media post.
I'm on call no matter what.
Exactly, on call.
Yeah.
All offices are closed. So what I've said is legitimately the truth. I know you come out and we appreciate it, but I didn't mean anything negative by it. But your office is closed unless you will get called out.
Well, you're the people your people found me out.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean anything negative by it, and you're making, you're trying to make it look bad, and I don't appreciate that.
Well,
I appreciate what the commissioners do. I've said it many times in here.
I don't appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you, yeah. All right, do you have anything?
I came in on Monday too, just so y'all know.
We're out in the dark Sunday.
I didn't see it.
I saw a good note at the Blues Festival this weekend in Burton.
All right, good. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
You got it.
Thank you.
So y'all